All right, so good morning, everyone. What do we have today? This is the overnight. Economic calendar. Got some news there. A bit here. All right, so we're gonna have some news later on. Then wholesale inventories. Okay, so this was yesterday. Yep, the 27th. So they basically in ES, basically the market broke the initial bounce high and then swept lower and kind of closed at its lows, and we're above yesterday's high in the overnight. So we might have some shorts that are pretty trapped here, right? In this market. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind, right? A balanced overnight, so I think we're gonna have to see how this will trade. Yeah, this 41.92 or above it, so we've got a bullish auction, no doubt. Uh,
Schumer says, I expect the Senate to pass the China bill today.
Seems like gold is still in yesterday's range. So, I mean, again, gold's been really pretty bullish in the last several days. So we had a shift of value here, and then value went lower, but we've kind of been stuck in this range for a couple of days, so we'll see how that goes. Not that I'm planning to trade gold today, but NQ. Let's just zoom into this here. Okay, so okay, just put this for now. Yeah, just gotta stop this here, cut that. Okay, so let's just not forget this 13,658. All right, looks good. Overnight low, overnight high. Bonds. Okay, oh yeah, we're just gonna look at the bonds here. CN. ZN, basically, yeah. Okay, so one. Oh, this looks okay. So we had a breakout of this. Let's see if we're just retesting that area quickly. So that's going to be a pretty key area for the bonds here. Let's see how that affects the market.
Welcome to Price Squawk.
Sell, sell,
Buy.
sell, sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell, 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 sell,
Buy.
sell, sell, sell,
Buy.
sell, 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 sell,
Buy.
sell, sell, sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy. 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 Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell, sell,
Buy.
sell, sell, sell,
Buy.
sell, sell,
Buy. Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy. Buy.
sell, sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy. Buy.
sell, sell, sell,
Buy.
Let's see how this open goes.
sell, sell, sell,
Buy. Buy.
3 minutes to the open.
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell, sell,
Buy. Buy.
sell,
Buy. Buy. Buy.
sell,
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 Buy. Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell, 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 sell,
Buy. Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell,
Buy.
sell, 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 sell,
Once again, let's look at the market context here. Balanced overnight above yesterday's high in ES. Balanced overnight. I've got my 2 inflection points that I'm looking for on NQ. Let's just put that like that. So that's yesterday's range. The high is there, the low is there. This is the overnight. Keep it like that. Here's Russell. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. I just keep it like that. We're above yesterday's high in the overnight. Here is gold. Okay. Keep it like that for now. Put this back.
Russia's Gazprom says the Turk Stream gas pipeline was utilised 73% in the first quarter, and we do see it rising further.
So this is the price squawk. Buy, sell, sell, and all that. I normally, so you can change it. It's jigsaw. You're able to play around with it, put different volumes and squawks and noise there. Sorry for that. So that's there. Okay, so we're both open up. Some news here. Alright, let's do that. Nice trade. Nice trade there. Alright, so that was off our zone. think we're gonna push higher. Let's see. Well, now ES is at the lows, so we're gonna have to be careful there. Yeah, this looks ES is weak here, so it's the leader. We gotta follow the leader here. Looks like we're back into yesterday's low. Rejected the 42.12, 42.12. Okay, that's an inflection point we're looking at on ES. Some absorption here. Let's get our NQ back here. Yeah, NQ is very strong, so we're gonna have to be aggressive here. Push, 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 push. I'll look for a nice reversal. Maybe have to, let's see. Okay, we're getting a reversal here. There we go. Yeah, this one is the leader, so we're gonna have to follow ES here to make sure that we're not overly excited here. Two nice trades. That was quick. Yeah, there's one that I could have maybe squeezed a bit more out of it, but what do you want? Yeah, NQ is very strong. ES at its lows. What do we do? Let's just clear this. There's a lot of absorption here on ES. This guy's refreshing and he can't really get through, so there's a lot of back ticking. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit weak, so gotta be cautious. Let the markets do its thing. We're not in the first 5 minutes here, so look at that. Okay, so nothing notable here. Yeah, we're gonna get a nice squeeze down here, I think, with ES here. How's volatility? Volatility is not the best in NQ here. I think we're gonna have to wait a bit at the lows. Overnight VPOC is here, so I think we might be able to get something out of this. Try to get this to the overnight VPOC here. Move it down, come down, come down. It wants to move down. It does. Target would be the overnight VPOC here, I think. ES is off its lows here. Could it bounce lower? Yes, it could. Get out of its way. I think NQ wants to load. Get out. Come on, come on, push, push, push. There we are. Overnight VPOC is here, so I think that would be a nice target, but we got stopped out for. There we are. A couple of trades.
At 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, we do have the US Chicago PMI data, forecasted at 68, previous reading being 72.1.
Yeah, ES is really absorbing here, so I want to see what that gives us here, because NQ could easily, I think we could still target the 695. I believe so. Let's see. Any weakness in NQ, I'm going to try to see if I can short this. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be the key indicator here, because there were some refreshing orders here. There's really what's the pace of the market looking like? Okay, so where is it now? Yeah, ES has got a lot of absorption here and breaking that. Okay, so it's back into the range. Okay, it's weak. So what do we do? Do we short the NQ here? We're close to the highs, so ES is weak, NQ is strong. Really tough to short it, doesn't it? Okay, so yeah, very dangerous conditions to really scalp, honestly, because you know, you could easily get squeezed here to the upside or even to the downside. Yeah, I was expecting this retest of the 695, which did not occur. But anyway, nevertheless, got a couple of good trades in. Yeah, so now it's making new highs, so we did well to avoid that. so we are the 28th of May, 2021. Market context. Yeah, now, like, I think in 5 minutes we have some news, so I think I would not want to get into any other trades here for now. Let's just Turk Stream gas pipeline. What is that? Okay, so we've got news here at 9:45 U.S. Chicago PMI. So we might have to wait that out for now. Yeah, like I said, I was really expecting a retest of the 695. So let's see. Let's see if I get any kind of weakness on NQ that could bring us with ES here. That's really looking to make a new low here. I think they squeezed the, they only squeezed the shorts here. What is it? Let's look at ES. So we've got 4 ticks. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 4 points. We're at 410. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say we would short only here at this moment. Would I short this? What's the tape look like? Already not super bullish anyway. Here's NQ doing what I want it to do. Okay, let's give it a try here. Okay, we're at close to the highs. No, maybe not. Wait a minute. Try to get out of here. Wow, look at this. 281. Is this guy gonna get filled? Nope. Yeah, the sellers are being a bit more aggressive here on ES. Too close to lows. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, it makes a new low. So ES makes a new low, and NQ is. So what they're doing is. Let's see here. This guy is refreshing. How does that look like? 875 NQ is on a tear up, man. Oh my god. I think this thing is gonna. And the Russell is making new lows. So that's the new low of the day for the Russell. So here in the coloring, as you can see, this is new territory here. The shading. So the white color is just. So Russell is weak. ES is weak. Here's the Dow, and they're all in close to their lows, right? Look at that. The Dow is close to its lows. Russell is close to its lows. Let's see how Russell does here. Okay, Russell's the leader here, so I think Russell might lead us higher. So I don't know if I could just take a shot at a long here on ES, and I don't think that was a really good idea. I'm gonna scratch that pretty fast. Maybe we should just look to short the ES. And my entry.
5 minutes time at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. We do have the US Chicago PMI data. Forecast 68, previous 72, spot 1.
If they can get through this guy, I'm gonna keep my short bias here, but I think no, they're gonna get through him. Okay, so let's try. Make new lows. I might have to scratch this one. Get out. Yeah, I'm gonna look at NQ, so strong. I'm just gonna get out of this one because I think my timing was pretty bad. Okay, if we can get through it. Okay, looks good now. Let's try it. Yeah, we're too close to the lows. 4 times 16. I think I really need to be out four ticks on this and just get the hell out. Yeah, not good. Get out. We might get some kind of reversal here. Okay, so let's wait. Yeah, forget the ES. I think we're not. It's really biasing me because look at the Russell. It just made a new move up and then it's close to its lows again. So really mixed correlation. I mean mixed. They're making new lows. They're pretty bearish, these ones here. The Russell, the Dow, ES is now stuck very close to its lows. And what's the NQ doing? Let's wait for this news here at this PMI Chicago stuff. Let's see if that gives us any clue here. Yeah, I don't think I should be looking to short the NQ here because NQ is just getting into an area here. Well, that's 658, 695. I still think NQ could actually come back to this level here. 695. What did I say? 658, 695. Yeah. And yeah, you see, I should have kept the short bias on ES. It's just not looking strong. Honestly, it's moving like 5 tick rotations. Let's just look at the NQ here. Maybe we should just participate with the NQ. 15. Yeah. This is the kind of market where if you're really good with spreads, you would look to short the Russell and the ES, and you would only look to buy the NQ, and you would play the spread around it. But you know, on a Friday, I'm not too sure if I really would want to do that today, but I've done that in the past. You could just basically be short biased ES and long biased NQ, even, and then hedge if ever ES was to move higher. You would hedge it with the Russell, let's say, or the micros, right? You just play the micros and yeah. So now I'm trying to keep the Russell and the Dow here. Look at this. We're at the lows on the Russell. So the Russell is leading again. So it's crazy how it's been like really the weird market in the Russell in the last couple of days. Now we've got a nice range here in the NQ. The bonds have made a nice move up. Forgot about the bonds there. Bonds at their highs, ES at the lows. So this is I forgot to mention this, but this is something that instead of having like the bidding and the stacking and the pulling in the
1 minute
the
to go
bids
now.
and offers here, I have it on a power meter, which you could just reset like this. So it's telling me here that 469, the offers are being, let's say, pretty no movement now, but you know they're pulling their offers, and this is when they're stacking the bids. So instead of having that on, I used it for the 10 ticks, I think. Was it 10 ticks? Or 5 ticks, I'm sorry. I'm going to just double check that. We've got news coming here, power meter, so it's 5 ticks, yeah, 5 ticks. So the 5
10
ticks in
seconds.
the offer, 5 ticks in the bid. Here's news coming up. Let's see how that does. The bond.
75 spot 2, 75 spot 2, higher than the forecast of 68 spot 0.
Okay. Okay, so the market doesn't really care, I guess. That was the overnight high. We got to it, and looks like we're gonna get through it here on NQ. Overnight low and ES is still here. So failure to make a new low below the overnight low. So we did 5 trades. You know, not really the best conditions here, but whatever. Oops. We've got 5 trades in. I'm try to post that on YouTube, on Twitter here. It's just not working. 2 seconds. Alright, so here we are. Captured that pretty well. Here we are. Okay, so we had, yeah, it's fairly, yeah, so I think the best thing to do is kind of wait this. I mean, I'm finding that um, it definitely looks like it's weak on on these markets, and NQ is a bit stronger, so maybe need to be a bit more aggressive on NQ here. Let's try. What do you think? Ah, not getting. All right, let's just get this one out of the way. 20 points. Yes, it's towards its highs. I was a bit aggressive, I think, there. Okay, so let's see if I can. I think. All right.
The
So,
US Chicago PMI full report is now out on the Financial News feed if you do want to have a read.
okay, I'm going to be a bit more aggressive here on NQ. Let's give it a try here. Now we're going to get screwed. Doesn't look good. I'm going to try to scratch this. And scratched. Here we are. Yeah, it looks bearish now, all of a sudden. Okay, I'm going to try to get a nice move here on NQ. Come on. Yeah, it's going to flush here. It's going to flush. There we go. Flush, baby, flush. I'm going to try to get this. There we go. That was a nice one. So we took a little loss there. Yeah, now all of a sudden it looks bearish now. Okay, so now we need to be a bit more aggressive. That's what I would do. So I was a bit too aggressive there. Hopefully we could not have to. Okay, so now maybe I was too aggressive. Now, okay, so ES is close to its lows every time it's done that, but the momentum here on NQ is pretty weak. So let's see. Do I be patient and play it with? Okay, so we're in a range here. I need to be able to read this well here. Either get the hell out or okay, we're in a range. We're in a range. They're absorbing here. It does want to go lower. Yes, it does. Okay, I want to move it. Come to me. It wants to move lower. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Definitely wants to move lower. Come. Do your thing. One more shot. One more. Yeah, it's gonna move lower here. Come on. We're gonna have to maybe move one or two out of here. There we go. I think it's gonna move lower.
So in 10 minutes time at 10 a.m. Eastern time, we do have the University of Michigan data coming out, starting with the University of Michigan sentiment final forecast for 83 on a prior read of
There we
82.8.
go.
We also have the UMich 1-year inflation final, prior read of 4.6%.
Push.
The
There we
UMich
go.
5-year inflation final, prior read of 3.1%. University of Michigan conditions
there we
final,
are. Beautiful.
prior read of 90.8. And the University of Michigan expectations final, prior read of 77.6.
So that is what I call great market read. You saw how I was able to scratch that trade and get out with a decent loss, and then read the market as it was doing its thing. You guys saw the absorption there, how again, it's not obvious maybe for some, because it's the amount of time you spend in watching how a market moves and being able to size in properly when the moment tells you to do that, so when the trade does that. So anyway, it was a great trade. Here we are. I'm gonna try to post that on YouTube here. Sorry, on Twitter. Market context is so ES squeezed the shorts here. Looks weak, and then NQ definitely stronger at open. Russell is also pretty weak with the Dow, right? Dow Jones, the YM. Okay, so let's just post that for now. Look at NQ now. Okay, so definitely a nice move down where we were able to capture that, which was great. I mean, honestly. So I'm going to try to see if I can find some inflection points here, which I haven't done it. 13.70.11 looks good. Here we are. Let's see if we could. 13.721. I would expect that to be a spot there. Okay, I'm just going to reset all this, reset all that. Here we are. So I'm just going to show you guys what I just posted on Twitter. Okay, so I don't know why, but I think my trades are not in order here. Who cares? So at the open, basically we took that small little buy, and then we took another small little trade. Yeah, that one was also pretty good, but I just could have squeezed a bit more profit out of that one actually. And here we took two ES trades that, you know, we were too close. I think I was just too close to the lows, and when it was too close to the lows, like the rotation of it, and maybe I should have waited for a pullback of at least 4 or 5 ticks and then entered there. So the timing wasn't the best on my ES there. And then NQ we got, you know, that's when I said, oh, let's try to be aggressive, and that's why I, when anytime you're always looking for a trade, and if it's not obvious, that's where you're forcing it, right? So small loss there, and I think we're gonna have to scratch that. Who cares? Well, I scratched it well, and then we took the short that worked out great, right? So that short was the kind of trade that, I had conviction on. Mhm. Here we are. So I think we've got approximately.
Just a reminder, at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we do have the University of Michigan data. University of Michigan sentiment final, forecast 83, previous 82 spot 8. University of Michigan 1-year inflation final, previous 4.6%. University of Michigan 5-year inflation final, previous 3.1%. University of Michigan conditions final, previous 90 spot 8. And the University of Michigan expectations final, previous 77 spot 6.
Okay. So that was Financial Joe's telling us. Yeah, so anytime so the theme of the market recently has been anytime they talk about capital tax gains and all that, sorry, capital gains taxes, yeah, that's gonna cause a lot of volatility. And then the inflation, like every time they mention the word inflation out there, that's gonna create a lot of volatility in the market as well. So those are going to be the main key themes going forward in these markets, I believe. I mean, yeah. So I'm just going to take a little break here. what is it? It's 9:56. Let's wait for 10 o'clock.
One minute remaining. I'll be reading the University of Michigan sentiment final first, and then the rest as they come. Ten seconds.
Yeah, so we have some news here coming up.
$82.9, 82.9. That is lower than the forecast of 83. University of Michigan expectations final coming out at 78.8, 78.8. University of Michigan conditions final 89.4, 89.4. University of Michigan 5-year inflation final at 3%, 3%. The University of Michigan 1-year inflation final at 4.6%, 4.6%. And the University of Michigan report is out on the Financial Juice newsfeed if you'd like to read.
Seems like ES and NQ will do rotations in and out of yesterday's range here. So, you know, contextually, if you're seeing that, I think we've got pretty much the same thing with the Russell. It's just that Russell and ES are leading, so So those are the lows in the Russell and the Dow. Let's just put them back, or recenter them, let's say. Recenter all of them here. Okay, the bonds are pretty tight, pretty strong here. So is it because bonds are strong that the markets are basically turning off their highs? Euro is at the highs, so that means the dollar is weak. Okay. Very mixed. I mean, dollar is weak, so normally the indices should be stronger, right? But I guess correlations don't work all the time, 100% of the time, right? Yeah. So we're back at that same level, eh? Remember? I think we're not looking at these rotations here, so let's just go back and maybe I think this is pretty much how it's working here at the moment. Sorry, more like this. Let's see how we trade here. Yes is got someone refreshing here at 11s. We're gonna get through him, I think, pretty easily. 520, five tick rotations here, and look how the market just stopped at our inflection point there. So we're reading the market pretty well here with the NQ. I'm just gonna see if I could do that. So 42.11, right in the middle of the range. So let's say you would short here. Let's look at 311s here on NQ, which most likely we are. How much? So that's pretty much, I think here, that with a nice little.
So just hearing here now from the EIA saying that the US monthly crude oil output rose to 11.18 million barrels per day in March.
Second time we get to the 16, so really that looks like it's it. So we made a push lower on ES, and we bounced off of that. So that's like a 10 tick move, right? Approximately 10 ticks, yeah. So you see how we just play around the 16 there? Crazy, eh? We're at the 16s, hard time getting through it. We got through it, so I think we're mostly like, yeah, I've got a really good reading here on NQ. Absorption on the offer on ES. Again, they're absorbing at the 42.10s. Mm. 16. It's looking good. So if it comes back to the 22s, you don't want to buy that. I think better off paying the 18s or the 16s, let's say. Somewhere here for now. Anyway, looking strong here on NQ. Nice move up. So So we made approximately 28s. Let's look, not refresh here. 28s look strong, so I would buy only the 22s here. Yeah, looks good. Let's see how we do. ES is still range bound. They're at their lows. Wow, crazy stuff, eh? Dow and the Russell at the really very close to their lows. They are leading here. So if they start breaking lows, let's see how that goes. Yeah, it looks really. Yeah, Russell's making a new low here. Look at that. Look at how the Russell is leading this market, eh? Let's just put that like that for now. So we can get the 28s here on NQ. 28s rejected once, twice, a couple of times. If we can't hold the 22s, so now, like, if you were to buy the 22s, let's say, look how it's moving. Really stuck in a range here, so gotta get out maybe. Let's see. Have an eye on the Russell making a new low here, so man, pretty crazy stuff here. Russell Dow close to its lows. Yeah, NQs. You see, the way it was coming down to my 22, if I had my order there, you need to be quick to move out of there. So like we're trading the 25s, you would only want to buy the 19s here. Oh, I have an order at the 18s. Let's just keep that for now. Actually, I have two of them. Let's remove one. Trading the 25s, 18, 19 should be a good entry. Let's see. Yeah, so it's moving low very slowly. Push it lower here. Rejecting the 22s means we're not going to get this. We're going to most likely do this here. That's that. Quick and nimble. That rejected the 22s. Gotta get your orders around the 15, 16 area. Move it faster. 15, 16 would be a nice entry. Now that was not good. Move it lower. And 16 worked for a 2-point bounce. You see how that worked there? If I had left my order there, it would have worked. So we're reading the market very well here. And now we're getting too close to price. Let's just look at these. They're bouncing off their lows. Moving it. Move that lower. Okay. Russell. If I can get a reversal on Russell, I'd say we're going to maybe have a nice trade here. But really looking at the Russell here. Yeah, Russell is weak. So after a couple of good trades based off the momentum of NQ only today, now the way it's moving, it definitely wants to go and get the stops below the 16s. That's how it looks like. So I would like, I just feel like I would just freaking short the hell out of the Russell today, but it's my bias that I'm not good with Russell. I don't know why, but that's one of those tricky markets I believe that I have a hard time with. So we're back above 22s. The Russell could give us a flush down, and I want to see how it, yeah, Russell's leading. Look, so now it's moving up. Maybe not. Yeah, it's doing like two, 3 tick upticks and then coming back down. 2, 3 tick upticks and coming back down. Looks really slow, so when it's slow like this, that's the danger of this kind of fast markets, especially the low liquidity markets like the Russell and NQ. And there's the Dow and the Russell close to their lows. Russell's gonna make a new low here. If it's the leading market, it's gonna have to lead all the other markets. Let's see. Russell makes a new low. Yes, it does. And yeah, see, it's making new lows here. Refreshing order here. They got through him. Oh yeah, so ES is very, now they've all aligned. Now they're all weak at the same time here. Here we are. So I was targeting that. What was it? We said 695. We got pretty close to it, eh? I gotta say. Overnight low, overnight VPOC. 1012. I think. Yeah, so Russell just made a new low and it's gonna retest that low. Let it retest its low here, and then we've got some blocks coming in on NQ here. Are they going to move the price? Dow is making a new low here. Look at the Dow. Look at that. Okay, so look at this now. Dow. Okay, Dow just bounced off its low there. So now you would not really want to be short because now it looks like it wants to reverse here. Anyway, I'm going to try to long here on ES. Not getting filled is already a clue that it might. Okay, let's see if this guy holds. He's refreshing. He's refreshing. He can't. Okay, that's already a clue that I might have to bail out. Looks weak. Get out. Get out. Yeah, one tick loss there. Looking weak. So, yeah. Okay, so they just bid up here. They just did that, and I think now might be the time. If this guy holds, I'd say we gotta move. Gotta get in here. I'm being too aggressive, honestly. Okay, let's trying to like really time it with these guys too, because these guys look like they're just bouncing off their lows here. They're refreshing. I think I might have to try along here with a 4-tick loss, a 4-tick stop maybe. Give it some room. Doesn't want to move. He's oh, there we are. I think we've got a nice trade here. Let's see. Gonna try here. Try to hold it. Worst case, we take a 50 point loss because these guys just bounced off their lows. NQ is kind of moving higher too, so if the average rotation here on ES is around 4 or 5 ticks, right after 4 or 5 ticks, we should be able to know if, I mean, that's how I kind of like look at the pace. So we did a 5-tick move here on ES. Again, I'm being patient with this because I think these guys might actually start leading here. Look, Russell's moving higher. Dow is doing its thing. Come lower. Let's see. Dow is stuck here. Okay, let's see. Russell, go ahead. NQ is stuck here. NQ is a bit weak, but this 22 could, if we start moving above the 22 on NQ, I think they're all going to align to move higher. Let's see here. 22. So I think we're lower than 22 there. Let's see. Yep, this guy just refreshed, holding the bids. These guys are stacking up. Let's see if we can get anything, but I think we're too close, and I think we might have to scratch this, or, I mean, look, worst case, we're going to take a 4-tick loss on it, because we're very close to it. It just feels like there's a momentum of a reversal coming here on ES, but it's terrible. It's, okay, this guy is refreshing. If he could hold, I think I have a good chance of making a good trade here. I just need some momentum from the other indices here. They're just, so Euro's coming back from its highs. Okay, so look at the absorption here. We've got some absorption at the 775s here, 0775s. If NQ could get above 22, I think we could get something here. It's this 22 that's giving some issues on NQ. Let's see. because this trade works with a small risk level that we've got here. I think we've got a chance of, we've been stuck in this 5-tick area here on ES. Look how, yep, moving it up. Okay, I think the buyers might start getting something here. If we can get through this 850, I think we could get a nice push higher. Yeah, we're above 22 on NQ. That's already good. This guy is moving, but the Dow is really taking us here. If the Dow, we can get the Dow and all the indices kind of align. So we're above 22, which is good. This gives us, oh yeah, here we are. NQ is gonna, it looks like it wants to go higher now. There we are. It's 2650. NQ is above 2650. Come on, do your thing, do your thing. I really don't want to just take a 50-buck profit on this one because I think we can easily get back to the 12s here, at least to the 12s on ES. Let's see. As long as we're above this 13,722 on ES, sorry, on NQ, I think we've got a chance of making a decent trade. Let's see here. This guy is giving up. If we can get through, oh, he is. All right, so I think I'm just gonna do the correlations here. If these guys start moving lower, I think I'm just gonna bail out. What do you think? Yeah, I get out. Russell is gonna make a new low here. Get out. Very weak markets here. I mean, weak markets. Again, these guys are really, really leading. If this is the best kind of correlation where you really, if you're long ES and you see these guys being weak, look out. I did a great decision of getting out. Here's the overnight low on ES. 2 ticks below it. Overnight low is being absorbed. I don't think that's gonna hold. Okay, so look at these guys. They just reversed. Very strange how. Do I take a long here? Because no, I'd like to see some strength in these two guys to really give me confirmation. We're gonna get through these overnight lows. So would I short this? No. I mean, I think I got stung a bit earlier on this kind of trade and it didn't work out. So, and you know, to be honest, it's Friday. Why force it? We have a couple of good trades here. Yeah, so these are the trades of the day so far. NQ, couple of losses, all good. Nothing major. Reading the markets pretty well here. Let's be honest. Very tricky correlations. These guys are really leading us lower. You know, I wanted to go long with some strength with these guys here, but I don't think. Now we might get something going. So we're 4 ticks below the overnight low. 10 minutes away from the initial balance, the first hour. So if we were to summarize today's action, morning recap, Russell and Dow leading the markets. ES very well correlated with them. NQ is stronger. Looked for a retest of, what was it, 12 to 13, what was it again? What was our level that we were looking at earlier? 695, yeah, retest of 695.
Hearing from Japan's Finance Minister Asa saying that the G7 finance ministers discussed the global economy and digital payments.
So where are we now? This 13,752 has been released. Yeah, so the bonds. Euro USD.
Japan's finance minister Aso just adds that Japan did make the point that collaboration on tax is important.
So we had some news as well. So
Japan's finance minister Aso also says that a central bank digital currency needs governance, transparency, and more discussion.
So did we know that this guy from Japan was going to be talking this morning? Like, who is this dude? My finance minister, he said. Okay. Anyway, I guess. Yeah, so Russell just made a move higher here from its lows. Looks stronger, and Dow is also off its lows, but here the euro is stuck. Okay, it's at its highs, and the Russell, let's see here. So we did approximately 2 points below the overnight low. Yeah, and we're below the 22, so I think now overall the markets are getting really pretty well correlated to the downside. What do you guys think? Yeah, now I think we gotta move down. Yeah, now like with this type of movement, again, like NQ is really playing this range perfectly. But now it looks a bit stronger, so I wouldn't want to buy this right now. I think they all just correlated well here now. What do you think? 710. I think we're gonna have to look at the 13. What was it? 13,704. Look at that. Really great rotations. Just that looks really weak here. But these guys making new lows, so they all just correlated together here. And this is where you're gonna, learn how this works here. Yeah, so, in this type of market, they're all at their lows now, these guys. So them being all at their lows and NQ is weak, we watch that 722
Japanese
as an
finance
inflection
minister
point.
Aso says we do see final adjustments towards the international tax agreement next week. That the international tax was not on the agenda for today's meeting.
Here we are. Now NQ is going to make a nice move down. Looking all weak. Come on, do it. A nice little $100 trade would be nice here. I'm gonna. Okay, here we go. Got stopped out. Came back to the 04, and I don't like it here now. So they all bounced off their lows. Yeah. Yeah, so 04 gave us a couple of reactions. Let's see if we could get through 04 and come back in. That would tell us that they just went for a stop run here. Let's see. 04, 04. So 04 would leave us to like 98 is the next inflection point here. I'm not planning to buy because these guys look really weak. I think NQ just now kind of like made its mind that it wants to go ahead and follow the other guys. Yeah, so NQ close to its lows here. They're all pretty much. So that was several times that they moved into yesterday's range and back above it. Now they're all correlating well. So once the markets all kind of correlate together, you see how it took up maybe an hour to kind of work those correlations out, right? So nothing's perfect, but now they're all correlated well into each other. 2262 is a key area here on the Russell. So if we get to 2262, I'd kind of watch for short-term exhaustion. Now, everyone that was long on NQ all day would most likely not be looking to keep their longs here. So I think you would expect a flush here on NQ. What do you think? Let's see. Yeah, so that's 658, 13,658. I'm just gonna go and jot it down. 13,658. That's gonna be that's the overnight low. Oh, really? Okay. Anyway, 658 is somewhere here. I'm just gonna put exclamation marks just to make sure that we don't forget that one there. Looking weak here. Okay, so let's look at how it's moved down. 696. All right, so let's keep it at that. So the 98 here is an inflection point. We need to get through that, and I would only sell this 04s here, let's say. But if we get through the 04s, gotta be cautious if it was just a stop run and then move lower again. Let's see. Russell making new lows, Dow making new lows, ES close to its lows. Yeah, okay, we've got some blocks coming in ES, and I don't think they're really affecting the market much here. Let's at ES. Let's look at ES. So this guy is, okay, 253. Are they stacking? There we are. The bids are stacking, and it looks like we want to get through them. So very weak conditions here on ES. Look at that. Look at how they're stacking up, and I think that we're going to run through them. There's a lot of liquidity, a lot of guys waiting to get. Oh, and they're pulling. Oh, they pulled. All right, so let's see. Anytime you see that, that could be. All right, so they pulled out their bids. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get a nice move up here. Is it just a short squeeze? Let's see here. 04s, 2 ticks above it. I don't think they were able to get enough juice out of that, so we might have to. Let's just look at the footprint here on ES. We've got small ranges within every 15-minute rotation here. I mean, again, small ranges, no, decent ranges. The battle was at the 03 and 04 area here. Yeah, 03, 04. 09, 010, 09 and 10 gave a lot of fight there. I mean, again, fight means that they absorbed a lot. Yeah, I think they got the stops here on NQ, and they're gonna flush it lower. Let's see. Maybe not. Okay, so if they're able to hold the 04s, you don't want to be selling now the 10s, because you could expect a nice squeeze here out of this if they hold the 04s, basically. And on, okay, so they all pretty much bounced off their lows here. Russell, YM. Don't you feel like you just want to buy one of these and just let it ride? But no, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Yeah, holding the 04s, we're going to get a stop run here on NQ. It's going to squeeze. 04s get to the 10s. So between the 04s and 10s, was it just a squeeze to get the shorts out? Let's see. So the O4s and O10s range here. I'm just gonna have to take a little break here and leave you guys with my price squawk. So we're short here. Do we get out? Got through him. If this guy... Alright, got through him. I think we're gonna get through this guy too. Now I'm just gonna hit the market here and get out. This should be executed. Worst case, I'm gonna hit the flat button here. There we go. So that was good. Here's the market context. So again, the initial thesis of going back into yesterday's range several times was pretty much what I was expecting, in and out of yesterday's range. So I guess that worked out pretty well. Yeah, so it's that weakness below 722 that we've been noticing, right? So yeah, you see like the rotations are really clear, right? 22, 28s, 04s, 10s. So I'm just gonna put back this pretty rotational market. Yeah, I had to take a bit of a break there, so couldn't. Just gonna shut this off. Sorry. Maybe another 5-10 minutes here on a Friday. Got some decent trades. Trying to not force anything major. Yeah, so let me just put this in a way where I could show you guys how we're doing so far today. So again, I think the idea of going in and out of yesterday's range was pretty much what was a theme here. Again, Russell and Dow. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to that, so I mean, honestly, I should have looked into that because these guys bounced off their lows pretty well there. So, okay. We got a bit more trades than yesterday, didn't we? I think I was just willing to take a bit more trades today, so I mean, again, I think I read the whole thing pretty well. Correlations were not obvious, but God, you know, when they're not, that's where you know you need to be a bit more cautious of what's going on. And here we go. So, what was the volume like today? So, I didn't look at that. Let me see. Yeah, it's pretty light on NQ. Seems pretty light also on ES, since we've got almost half of the day done already. Compared to yesterday, the Russell is also got slow and low volume. Anyway, so I'm gonna call it a day here. Rotational markets in and out of yesterday's range. Seems like that was the theme of the day. The correlations read the market pretty well today, right? And I'm gonna wish you guys a nice weekend here. Nice little day to do some good gardening if you want, let's say. So that's how the market did so far. In and out of yesterday's range several times. ES, that's ES there. NQ here. Russell, gold. Didn't put any trades on the Russell or the gold. The YM has again been pretty much the one that's sorry, the YM and the Russell basically. So here's the YM and Russell. That's ES, and we're still below rejecting that 722. So I guess that's the kind of thing where you know, if you want to be long, you don't want to be long below 722. That's what I've been looking at. Wanted to retest the 695 here, which didn't work out, but I mean, we tested it once, right? So yeah, read the markets pretty well. Um, let's just look at how it's trading here now. I think this is really the kind of market where you really want to just read the rotations well and have good nimble entries and manage your your targets around 6 to 10 points on NQ. So here is the trades of the day. If we do a slight recap, the ES trades, not the best ones, but the NQs did well. That was the last ES trade we just did a bit earlier. Other than that, we took a little scratch on that one. This one fairly moved up in our favor a bit. It was up at least a good 4 or 5 ticks, and I was being patient because I was trying to see the correlation between these guys to move up higher, which didn't work out, so we scratched it pretty fast. And actually, we did really well to scratch that because I remember the market started making new lows after that, so that was a good scratch. And then that, decent day. Gonna call it a day here today. So, as usual, my setup, the bonds, the NQ. Here are the rotations. That's the tape of ES, tape of NQ. We've got ES here, Russell, YM, and golds. I'm just recapping because someone asked me to just give them a slight review of the domes there. So have a nice weekend, and hopefully I will do other streams like this, trying to at least do the first 1 or 2 hours in the morning. Hopefully that worked well, and if there's anything you guys want to add, any feedback, please do let me know. Have a nice day.
Bye.